What's up, and welcome in once again to the Funshop podcast with Greg and Ronnie. We're streaming to you guys live from Los Angeles, California. What's up today, Greg? How you feeling?
Feeling all right. I felt better. I felt worse, but you know, I'm alive. Another day in paradise.
Yeah. Phil Collins' proverbial paradise. We're still in it.
Let's remind everybody at the start to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Please smash the like button. We always appreciate it.
And comment. Drop us a little comment. Yeah. Let us know where you're listening from, especially if you're not in the United States. We'd love to know where our international listeners and subscribers are at.
But yeah, man, it was it's a long weekend.
Yeah.
I left for Phoenix on Thursday morning.
Okay.
Took about 5 hours. I thought Phoenix was a lot farther. I guess I'm just geographically ignorant.
Well, I mean, depending on how fast you drive, things get closer the faster you go.
No, but I mean, like, the guy who was driving like pretty normal. Like, you know, like
under the speed limit, 10 miles per hour over.
Like 75.
Yeah, as long as you're under
like
80,
that.
yeah, you should be okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, it was cool. I'd never been to Phoenix before. It actually reminded me. It was very similar to like Southern California, kind of like maybe like the Valley.
Okay, I mean it's definitely a desert climate.
Yeah,
still.
but it was very it was very similar the weather. So
yeah.
But yeah, sense. No, it was cool, man. We got in at like Thursday night, and that was setup day, and then the show went Friday and Saturday, which is, you know, kind of like I kind of like that. I kind of liked, you know, Friday and Saturday, and then it's like because Sundays are already always slow anyway.
Yeah.
But Saturday was a little slow, but it was a good show overall.
I was gonna say, comparing to the usual paper shows in Arcadia, how was it similar? How compare and contrast, like we did in high school? You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of the same dealers. Like there were multiple dealers that were at Arcadia.
Oh, okay, felt at home.
So kind of felt at home, and then there were some other dealers that I hadn't seen in a while. Like this guy Hanu that comes from Europe that always has European cards. And
Okay.
I got a couple cool cards from him. A nice anti-access card.
Okay.
You know, I think it. Which are like the anti-Nazi,
anti-fascist
stuff. Yeah.
Was the sorry to cut you off. Was the that rare movie poster guy from Toronto?
Yes.
There? Okay.
He
always has the best.
I mean, he was also there at
Arcadia,
but I didn't look through his stuff.
Yeah.
I looked. He had a lot more, and I was just, I've been like, I have so many posters right now. And like for sale, and like drawers of posters that I've always like, I want to frame this,
right?
Of course. So like he had some really cool, like, he had like, what did you buy last time? Like Czechoslovakian,
Alien and Temple of Doom and Terminator, and he had like a larger size I saw the larger size Alien one. I was like, oh, that's amazing.
He had a couple Thai posters, but I don't know. After my friend Eric, he had a Manhattan Baby. And I can't recall the other one, but it was pretty good. But I didn't even ask because I was just like, And
it's weird too. A lot of those are like newsprint or thinner paper. That
they're
aren't
so
really good.
thin.
I like getting them autographed, and those aren't really good for autographs. I don't think, but they're beautiful, like alternative art.
But like I'll say about this show, it's definitely, in my opinion, more of a, what's the right word? Like, okay, for instance, my buddy that I sold with, my friend Bob, like he sold about $6,000 in stuff, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
but I asked him, I knew he sold a lot to dealers, and I said, if none of the dealers had bought anything, how much would he have sold? And he said about $1,200. So it was definitely. I realized I don't think Phoenix is a paper ephemera town.
It's a turquoise town.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot more like gems and jewels and things like that.
Mexican.
Like a lot of Native American type stuff.
Yeah.
But it was cool. So, it was interesting because, you see that a lot. I mean, generally at all these shows, I mean, even if like at a toy show, right? Like so many dealers are buying from other dealers, throughout the show or through the day. I did actually get to, actually a funny story was there was this one kid there, gentleman, and he I always say kid, even though anyways, he's talking
if he's younger than us,
a little bit younger,
kids, yeah.
So he's talking to my friend Bob, and my friend Bob's like, "Hey man, you got to like talk to this guy," and he shows me this. He's like, "Show him that photo you showed me," and he pulls out this little handful of photos from his pocket, and one is just this woman laying on a bed, and she has like a bruise on her leg, and a guy's pointing at it.
Okay,
just like, I don't know, weird.
Yeah, super weird.
And he was just like, "Yeah, I figured you like might want to meet this guy." And so, we start talking, and then I sold him a few things, and he seemed cool. Like he was in a lot. Like he was kind of into this, kind of in the stuff I brought. Like, like he bought like this like little kite, like this like vintage kaiju paper thing I had, and some other things, and then. We started talking, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm an artist," and he shows me this painting he's working on. I was like, "That's cool." And then, we're like, "All right, man. Well, nice to meet you. Like, look around." And I was like giving him some like ideas of some different dealers that might have stuff he wanted. And then I was like, "So what's your Instagram?" And he's like, "The Moon Ghoul." And I was like, and he said his name was Craig, and I was like, "Wait, Craig Gleason?" So it's this artist, Craig Gleason, the Moon Ghoul. Look him up. He's an incredible artist. I think he's done some stuff for Mishka. I can't recall. I actually invited him to be on the podcast, which I thought would be cool.
Okay. He's a LA guy, or is it like?
No, he's a Phoenix guy.
Okay, yeah.
But I've known him for years, but we've never met.
Interesting.
And so we didn't even recognize each other. And then it was funny because I had just talked to him like a month or two earlier when I had lost my Instagram.
Yeah, right.
Because he had lost his Instagram, and he was the one who told me that he paid somebody $4,000 to get it back, and then lost it after another month, and then just restarted it.
Gotcha.
He's way more famous than me because he has like 180,000 followers.
Wow, Moon Ghoul. Huh?
Moon Ghoul, yeah. Craig Gleason's incredible artist.
Hey, what's up, Craig?
Yeah. So Craig, if you're listening, I'd love, he definitely said, I said, "Hey man, if you're out in LA, I'd love to have you on the podcast." And he was down. So.
Yeah, if he's here on a Wednesday.
Yeah, no, yeah.
No,
so I told him, I
day,
said, come.
We'll bend rules.
So, so there was that. And then, there was, it was interesting because, like generally, I mean, you've been in the Arcadia show, and like these shows are a lot more of older crowd.
Yes.
Senior citizens mostly.
Uh-huh.
And so Ralph Bowman, who is the presenter, what do they call it? Curator, or doing organizer. The show, organizer of the show. Mm-hmm. He had been to see this woman on Whatnot. Okay. That's out of Phoenix. So he invited her there to kind of like, and she went live while she was there. Now, and she had. So when she first, and it's like anytime a new dealer comes, right? It was like as soon as she came and started unpacking, like all the dealers like swarmed to her table. Mm-hmm. And I had seen this really incredible like rock and roll stuff, and it looked like it had been in some sort of album scrapbook, but she had like taken it all apart. And so I started looking through it, and I made a pile. And then she told me after the fact that it was these 3 albums she had gotten. And I guess she took them apart, and it was really sad, but it was understandable because, she didn't really have the venue to sell them as a collection, and she understood that they definitely had a pretty serious financial value to them. So that happens sometimes. Like you sort of miss out, but then you put together, you do your best to maybe pull out some material and create a story.
Of course.
If you don't mind, I'll do a little show and tell.
I do mind.
You do mind?
Yeah, I do mind, okay. But I'll allow it.
Okay. So
there you go.
Here's for instance, right? So this was one page of the scrapbook. Now this is an important page for me though, because if you can see, it has this photo of this guy and his ID. So this was the guy whose album it was. His name, I guess, was or is Ian Hamilton. And so he was around, he was very active in the rock and roll scene in the 70s in San Francisco. And this in particular is like 70, at least what I have, it's like 75 to like 79. It's really cool because he was a big, what he would do is he would dress up and he would go to like concerts as this character. And then you can see on the back, there's like a couple tickets, and then somebody removed something.
I can't see it too clearly. And for the people listening that can't see the photograph, is it kind of like a hobo? He was like a hobo clown, kind of.
Yeah, I think
without makeup.
I think he called himself like a rag man, which is kind of this.
And he was like in a men's bathroom by the urinals. So
something like
very
that.
Interesting photo.
Here's another photo, a color photo of him, so you can really see how
kind of more like Native American theme.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on, but so this was like 75. But the really interesting thing about this album was that he was documenting something that's like so interesting to me and interesting to, I think, to a lot of other people. But it was the transition from glam to punk in the 70s. So you start, like, for instance, like you start seeing photos like this, like the Tubes. So this is Fee Waybill as Quaalude, and this was New Year's Eve 75, 76. And this guy was friends with this photographer named Greg Garr, who I looked up, and he's been recognized. He's like an underground artist, but his photos are incredible. I mean, if you can't,
So wait, hold on. I'm not familiar with the glam. Like, what the glam was that like a music genre or
glam was like,
or just like a themed look, like fashion.
A little bit of both. I mean, it was that very like is like David Bowie.
Okay.
Like like that very like androgynous.
Yeah.
Where people were like dressing up. I'm trying to think.
It's like from like Andy Warhol style, like people from
like
that,
Rocky
like, artsy.
Horror.
Okay.
But yeah, it was like mid to late 70s, but it was that whole era where there was just this, it was like pre-punk. I guess it was like guys.
Yeah, so that kind of that went into punk, kind of like it transitioned into punk.
Kinda, yeah.
Really?
Because there was already like the style did, right? Because even with the glam, like the style was like like guys wearing makeup, guys like teasing their hair.
That doesn't
like
seem
wearing...
punk to me at all. So it's like that mode of the mode of thinking that carried him into
Well, it's
that,
more
or
like the
like
fashion
the
side of punk.
Okay.
Where it was this sort of like trying to look and be different and express yourself in like a different way. And so the glam was more kind of like I said, this very androgynous sort of, where men would wear lipstick and like grow their hair long and wear like, tight like bodysuits and a lot of like glitter and sparkles and things.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to me too. Like, for instance, I'll show you this photo. This was actually one of my favorite photos that came out of it. And as far as I can tell, it's just two kids outside of like a club. And if you can see, this is exactly what I mean. So this is June 76 in San Francisco. And if you can see, I mean, it's a very, like, you can kind of see the punk sort of influence starting, because you got to remember, like, the Sex Pistols hadn't come to the United States yet.
Okay.
But like, so there was this style growing in like the UK, but really not in the US. So I really like this because it really shows this transitional time.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. And then, there's
a punk guy in a lucha libre mask.
Yeah, there's some other great, like, this was a great photo that I got. This is like 1975 Kiss at Winterland.
That's Kiss?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Really early Kiss.
Yeah, early makeup, huh?
Right?
Without
rocking out.
Hair.
And then the guy was like a huge Stones fan. So this is like the Stones in 75 at the Cow Palace, which was a big, venue in SF.
Wow.
There was some more candid stuff. So this is a photo of Johnny Genocide. He was the lead guitar and vocals for No Alternative. This was taken in 1980. Now, in this photo, you can definitely see more like how this to me is very much more what you could imagine
punk.
as punk.
Right,
Leather
absolutely,
jackets,
absolutely.
chains, like kind of bleach blonde hair.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, it's just filled incredible. Like this awesome
Joan Baez.
Patti Smith.
Oh.
This was at the Dalton Bookstore in San Francisco. This was really cool. It's a flyer, which is actual photo to see East of Eden in 1976 at the Bosie Cinema.
Yeah, it's very cool. Reflective, like silver marker or something. That's
very
nice for 75.
Yeah. Then another. This is not everything I got, but it's just some of the stuff I was able to. Really awesome photo of Frank Zappa. This is cool. Incredible photo of Joan Jett. I like on the back too. It says Joan Jett and the Blackhearts at the store on Broadway SF 81, and it's funny because they wrote formerly from the Runaways.
Yeah,
just because
that
just
time you might have known. You might not have known.
This was the only, I love snapshots. This was the only snapshot I got. I can't really tell who he is. He's some
take a look.
Amazing black guy with like gold pants. I can't really tell who he is though.
Oh, this is Timmy Hendrix.
Timmy Hendrix.
Yeah, if you know Timmy
okay.
Hendrix.
I was wondering. That's his long lost brother, Timmy Hendrix.
Yeah, cousins. Timmy Hendrix. Tim.
And then
Tim
Timmy. And then there's like some more amazing shots of 70s. This is Mick Jagger at the Kyle Palace.
Mick Jagger.
This is Mick Jagger and Ron Wood. That's, I mean, what an amazing. I mean, this guy.
These are great photographs.
Aren't they incredible?
Christ, yeah.
Yeah, it's like A+ stuff. There's another one of Mick Jagger, Ron Wood.
Yeah, for those of you just listening, I mean, Greg is just going through these 8x10 black and whites of like amazing photographs.
Amazing.
Of, like, the Rolling Stones and famous 60s
I
and 70s
love this
stars.
one. This is 75 Queen.
Look at the contrast on that.
Oh,
Jesus.
dude, it's beautiful. This was at the Winterland. The best part about this too is I love the way he wrote the stuff in the back. What would you call this type of like font? I can't. It's like this sort of.
Yeah, with the E's that are like triangles. I forgot. It's almost like a Caesar's palace. Like
I guess it's like a Greek like kind of writing. But yeah, I'm glad. I know you're a photographer, so you can understand. But that's what really blew me away about the archive was, like part of it being the time, and seeing that sort of transition from, like I said, glam and kind of like hard rock, rock and roll. Like, for instance, there's a it's over on the couch, so I won't pull it out. But there's also some flyers in it. So there's a flyer for The Damned from 1977, and he made a little comment on it how. Something like, oh, there was all these guys in leather jackets and chains, and everyone was jumping around, and it was like a bunch of fun, So it's sort of like he's experiencing like, punk rock, like right at the beginning in the U.S., 76, 77, 78, like really early, in San Francisco. So, yeah, that was like one of my funnest buys. And then I also bought a couple, I don't know, I have it up here. I don't know why I bought this business card for this guy for his
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Yeah, no, his name is Jason M. Goodwin, and 75 years of service in the extermination of rats, mice, and insects.
But this guy's photo is great. He's in a business suit. He looks like a realtor.
He does, yeah. And then this was cool too. This was I don't know how old this is, but this was an invite to a astronomical lecture, and I guess the guy wrote a book called he wrote a book
Dianetics.
Yeah, no, I think he wrote some book about astronomy, but I don't know. It's just really cool from the 1800s, and I don't know. I got more stuff, but I got I guess I did get this. I was showing you this earlier. I found this frame. I got this really cool flyer or pamphlet from this guy named Carmi and the Mysteries of India.
Carmi, my favorite Blondie song.
And there's the back with all the different acts that you could see. This was 1916. It didn't come in this case, but I just happen to have this frame, so I think it works really well. And and then other than that, got a couple other little things. Nothing. I did actually. I got a couple photos, couple good things, but it was fun. It was a good show. It was in this, another Shriners Auditorium.
Yeah. Important question. I'm sure everyone's dying to know. I've been dying to ask. What was the food situation at this show?
Shit.
Did they have the Domino's? Or
no, dude.
what?
So they had a full menu.
Oh, okay.
So it was like a big auditorium, and then they opened this window, and it kind of went to this like bar area, and they had like, I don't know. The French fries were really good. They had they had the crinkle fries.
That's what was my.
And they were just like fried perfectly. A couple of people I know got the cheeseburger. They said it was fine. Yeah, it was all good. I mean, they had fountain drinks. They charged $3, but then refills were 75 cents.
Oh, they charged for refills. But
still,
I mean,
that's not bad.
Okay.
And then, dude, it was good. Actually, the dumbest, funniest thing was they also had like when your order's ready, they were announcing you over the loudspeaker. So, at first you're hearing like, Greg, your order's ready. Ron, your order's ready. Then it was like, Charlie Chaplin, your order's ready. And then it was like Babe Ruth. And then it was like
IP.
And then the second day it was just totally like chaos.
Mickey
it was
Mouse.
like Joseph Stalin, your cheeseburger's ready. And then I was trying to think of something. I did Kaiser Soze.
No, that's a good one.
Kaiser Soze, your French fries are ready.
Hey, that's fun. It was
it was a little just like, kind of fun, like
elementary school
fun.
Absolutely.
And that was cool. But the food was on point, man. I mean, like I said, I only had I did find the best vegan restaurant that was called like Green American Diner or something. And the first night I got, instead of Dan noodles, they call it Damn Dan noodles.
Okay, so they had Asian fare.
Yeah, well, it was like they had vegan like junk food. Like instead of the Big Mac, they had like the Big Whack, and they had like a chicken sandwich and stuff. But then they also had noodle bowls, and so I was like, I was like, let me try their noodles because I could always have like a burger or something, fries. So first night I got the Damn Dan noodles.
Dan noodles.
Damn Daniel noodles, which were incredible. I also got some barbecue ribs and vegan barbecue ribs. They were really good.
They had fake bones in it.
No boneless.
Okay, all right.
And then like a little like I don't know. They had amazing ice cream. And then the second day we went there again. Because Bob was scared to eat there, so he just went to Del Taco, and then we brought it back to the.
He was scared.
Look, man, he doesn't
very strict white man diet.
Yeah, he doesn't get out of town much, so I tried. I tried to take him over to the dark side of veganism, but
hey, I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have ventured with him to Del Taco.
No, dude, you would have wanted these damn noodles. They were fucking
right.
bomb.
I love me some Del Taco though.
And then the second night I got it was some type of noodles. It was called like dynamite noodles. But I ordered
probably
I guess
the same thing.
It was similar. It was just didn't have like the fake
as much
meat
sauce.
Yeah, and I felt really bad because I ordered it on DoorDash for pickup, and I guess they have 2 restaurants, and I didn't know it. So I got there, and they were like, and I was like, do you guys have another restaurant? And they're like, oh, it's downtown. And I was like, I'm not from here. Like, how far is it? And he's like, well, I don't drive, but at least like 20 minutes. And I was just like,
that's why they tell you to stay away from downtown.
So anyways, like they were cool. They were like, no problem, we'll make it for you. And so,
that's nice.
Only because they were so nice, I bought a milkshake.
Nice.
Not because I wanted one.
Been like, I'm out of town. It's my first time here.
Yeah, that's what I told them. I was just like, look, I'm not from here. I don't
know the
stupid.
rules. Yeah. I'm just a little kid. I'm just a little 50-year-old kid, man.
I'm a 50-year-old boy. I'm not 50 yet, bro. Chill. I will say though, okay, so Friday and Saturday was a good show. I did okay. I did fine, enough to cover like all the expenses and stuff. And then I bought, I bought well, so I'll do well on the. That's one thing I always like. Not all dealers get this, but I'm always like, don't always worry about how much you sell there, because I think part of the show is also buying stuff to sell later.
Okay.
Because everybody's like finding stuff like, not everybody knows the price of everything, and not everyone has a customer for everything. So, you might find something that you could sell better either on eBay. And a lot of these guys, they don't do eBay.
Yeah, right.
Like they don't even do online. Right. So, and I explained that to my friend Bob because, he had spent a lot of money buying stuff. And I go, look, man, you're buying from people who don't sell on eBay, which is a plus. And, they're selling to other dealers and to like wherever they show up, but you're essentially selling to the world.
Yeah.
So, you got to, but it is hard sometimes because, you start spending, all this money and then you're like, wait, did I spend more money than I made? And
yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. But
what you found.
So the last thing I will say about Phoenix though, and this might be a little bit of a rant, but I got to say
it's a good place to do it.
So, okay. So we decided, so the show was over Saturday.
Okay.
At 4:00 on Saturday, I kind of was like, damn, I wish we would have like planned a drive back.
Oh, you're ready to leave already?
I was ready to leave.
Yeah.
But, Bob was driving and he was pretty, he was really busy the whole show and pretty tired. So I was just
Wanted to rest.
yeah, he's like, so we already had the hotel. And anyways, our idea was like, well, let's go to some antique malls in the morning.
Okay.
So, well, first of all, when we got done with the show, we went to 2 antique malls. Okay. And I want to say this. The antique malls in Phoenix are dismal. They are so sad and they piss me off.
Dude, tell me more.
Okay. So I would say in all of the thrift stores I went in, or I went to 4 antique malls. Okay.
Okay.
And I would say there's about 5% antiques and 95% trash.
Okay.
Like literal garbage.
Okay.
Like the first place I go into, you walk in, it's got all these cabinets. First thing you see is all this like knockoff World War II stuff. Like, like it's so wrong. It's like rusted wrong. It's like fake. And then it's just like
so it's like modern, retro, made to look old.
Yeah, like just like made to look old. So I'm walking around, there's like no antiques. And then the weird thing was I did find one CDV, one photo that I bought for $10. And then
What's a CDV?
Carte de visite.
Oh, okay.
It's like a French term
for postcard.
No, it's like something like calling card or something.
okay.
But like basically it was a way for photographers, they would print, they would like attach the photo to a card, and the card would have like the information on it of
CTV.
CDV.
Okay, cool.
So when we're leaving, like the guy's like, "Oh, you like photos?" And he comes out of the office and he takes out this cabinet card photo, which is like a larger version of a CDV.
Okay.
And he's like, it's like of a like kind of this like sort of old sideshow, and it's like a fat guy and a skinny guy.
Okay.
And
Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah, but like fatter
okay.
and skinnier.
Okay, all right.
And so, my friend Bob's like, how much? And the guy's like, oh, I don't know if I want to sell it. And he goes, 150. And the guy's like, and then just walks back in an office. And they're like, why would he even show us that?
Yeah, what's going on here?
Like, I'm not your friend.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here to buy.
Yeah.
So that's the first one. So then we go to the second one.
That's weird.
And it was so bad. It was just like infuriating. There was this other one called the Brass Armadillo that they actually have one in Colorado. And whenever I would go to like the Zoomies 100K back in the day,
right,
we'd always drive past it. And I remember stopping there a bunch of times. Like I went there with like Lamore before. I went there by myself. Went there with like Mike Jones, I think even.
Okay.
And always found cool shit. Like it was filled with antiques.
Okay.
There was 2 Brass Armadillos in...
Are you saying armadillo or armadillo?
Sorry.
Armadillo, like the animal? The
like
armored animal?
What was I saying? Armadillo?
I don't know. Yeah. I was like, what's an armadillo?
Brass armadillo. Okay. The first one was 40,000 square feet. It was like an old like Walmart or something.
Yeah, that's huge.
So we're going down, and I was like, okay, this looks like the one in Colorado. And the first row wasn't bad. There was like some real antiques. As soon as you got to the second row, it was trash. Funko Pops, Marvel figures, junk wax, baseball cards that were like all this crap, and everything in there is priced like either
$1 each,
higher or like what it goes for online.
And no, thank you.
And it was just like, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And it was just like making me angry. I'm like, you can't call this an antique store. Just call it the Brass Armadillo, but don't call it an antique store, because it's like there's no antiques, barely. Okay, antiques are like 1930 and before. Okay, vintage is like technically 75 and before, but you get into the modern vintage and stuff. But like, just don't call it antiques, because like it wastes people's time.
Yeah,
if you're really looking for antiques, it's like. It was like literally going to a 40,000 square foot thrift store, like a bad, like how Goodwill is now. If you've ever been to a Goodwill recently, not the bins that everybody goes through, but just like a regular Goodwill, where you just go in and it's like
kids' toys,
kids' toys, or like new shit, or like there's just all this like new stuff like made overseas that's just like, it's just crap. It's just not quality stuff. It's just literal garbage.
Yeah.
DVDs, fucking baskets. And then the worst was like people would have these little like booths set up with like crafts, like signs that say like live, laugh, love, and there'd be like some like old ladder in there with like the paint chipping.
Hey, don't be dissing my LLL signs, man.
Look, bro.
Hey.
Okay, fine, but it's not an antique. That's fine. You want to have a live, laugh, love. You want to have
Words for life.
You want to have a sign that says grandma's attic or whatever you're going to put on it. That's fine, but it's not an antique.
ADDICT.
Yeah, it's not an antique, okay?
You're right. You're right.
And it's misleading. It's frustrating. It's sad. And, it makes me think it's a sad state of affairs for antique malls in general because I think that's where the future's going.
Yeah.
The quality stuff is disappearing and there's just junk, and more junk. And people keep making it and people keep buying it. All this crap. It's garbage.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my rant.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so if you guys are in the greater Phoenix area, stay away from the antique shops.
Yeah, or tell me where the good ones are.
Yeah. If you guys know anything about the Phoenix area, like let us know. We'd love to know where we should go.
Right.
Instead.
Because right now I'm saying like Phoenix is not an antique town.
Right.
Sorry if you live there, but
you know what is a antique town at least twice a year is Glendale. In not the Glendale in Arizona, but the Glendale in California, because while you were away, you missed the All-American show this time.
I know. So how was that? So tell me the scene report.
I mean, it was brilliant. I got there a little late on Friday, just as everyone got in already. So I missed the first day of lines. But I mean, yeah, very normal when you walk in, watching everyone set up, and it's like. Pretty much that first half hour.
Everyone's like going crazy.
You're just walking around.
Yeah,
just doing laps, saying hi to people. And it's like waiting for people to set up their stuff. And it's going to take like a good hour and a half, for them. But one of the first things I saw that I didn't pick up till the end was this ashtray.
I was going to say that's a crease, right?
I'm not familiar.
What does it say on the back?
It says Psychoceramic.
Psychoceramic. That's what I meant. Isn't it? Yeah. What's the maker though?
Oh yeah, Christ.
Yeah, dude.
I've seen these before, but I really like the message. As far as
all
I
want is someone to love.
Oh, is that really a song?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
No, but like I've never seen. I mean, I love those Psychoceramics. I've had some and I've sold some, and you see them around, but I've never seen an ashtray.
An ashtray, right?
That's
They're
pretty
usually
cool.
the
little figurines.
Yeah, right.
That's
That's
really
what
cool.
I recognize, and he's got like little blue jewels in his eyes too.
Those are probably like the original jewels.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
I like it. That was a good pickup.
That one kind of talked to me. Yeah, I was eyeing it all weekend, but I didn't pick it up till the end. I walked around, like went up to the stage. Very interesting. Mike, I guess, and Mike and Bart. I don't know if Bart was selling, but Mike.
Oh!
He was one of the founders of Funko.
Oh yeah.
He was there.
Funko
selling.
Mike.
Yeah, and
they were there.
Yeah, and I mean, there was a line to see his stuff. I was kind of on the side of his booth, kind of taking a peek. And
he bringing? Did he bring vintage stuff out?
Yeah, yeah, and people were just like raiding it, like carrying like handfuls and boxes of stuff out.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't even. I mean, I was just trying to take a peep. I didn't even line up to take a good look.
You did talk to them about the pod, and you said they might be down.
Yeah. We traded information and stuff.
Sick.
Yeah, so hopefully we can have them on. They're from San Diego. Yeah, so hopefully we can get them on. Walked around. One of the first things that I saw, and I picked this up because it reminded me of you, was this set store display of football charms.
Oh, I didn't know you actually bought it.
I had to buy. Yeah, it was a little pricey, but I'm down to pull the all these football necklaces. And
they're gay. Which is happy.
I wasn't sure if that was a G or a Q. If it was a
Nah,
Quay.
it's gay.
Oh, it was a gay. Like you know
like happy and gay.
Yeah, gay sportsman.
Yeah, gay sportsman.
Yeah, but very very cool.
I like that. That was cool. I like that.
I feel like I'm getting away from the toys and more statue based collectibles and I'm going for more of the wall stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of this I can show, but I found a couple of these Betty Page autographs. Let me see if I can get that in there.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good.
Did you looked up her autograph?
Yeah. Photo match it, and it's interesting. The guy told me he was from Todd Mueller, who was like an auctioneer of autographs and stuff like that.
Okay.
It didn't have his COAs, but I mean, just because the fact that he name dropped made me confident enough. I bought a bunch of toys too, but I didn't bring them. Like they're already sitting in the case over at Toy Depot. But that amazing like RoboCop, I found a 1-to-1 scale like RoboCop. That was
cool. RoboCop like gun from Korea, right?
Yeah, like an airsoft bootleg. That was really cool. And I forgot what else.
The Platoon. Didn't you get some Platoon?
Platoon
dolls?
was Long Beach.
Oh, that was Long Beach.
That was Long Beach.
Okay.
But it was real cool being there and talk to Jim for a little bit. And when I talk to Jim, it's always like he's like, "Did you try the carrot cake?"
Oh, did you?
Of course I did.
How was it?
It was delicious. He was like, "Oh, the carrot cake. It's got such a thick layer of icing on it. It's great." And
you have the pesto sandwich.
Yeah, well, let me work up to that.
Yeah,
because I think I only had like so much. I didn't have enough money, like cash left for like a sandwich. So I went over and like carrot cake was like $4. So I was like, oh, I got enough. But I guess I only had 3. So shout out to the Glendale Toy Show craft service for spotting me $1 for my carrot cake. But that one really hit the spot. Yeah, and they always have like treats over at Jim's booth over there, like chocolates and cookies and stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Just love going around snagging. The Red Vines guy that's usually on stage was down near Jim, so I had to walk around to look for the Red Vines this time.
Yeah,
and no national anthem still.
Big D still. Yeah, did you talk to him?
I did not see Big. Oh yeah, Big D was up on stage. I didn't really talk to him that much. He looked busy.
I was hoping you would have convinced him to do it.
Yeah, we're gonna work up to it. I think if we eventually can do a live podcast from there, we'll try to work in on that because we need it for the content.
Yeah.
Turkey pesto wasn't the second day, so I went back the second day with Kevin from Toy Depot, and that was the day that I got the turkey pesto and my little Diet Pepsi.
Nice.
Yeah, that was fun.
No chili though.
No. And while I was eating, when I was finishing up, I guess Dave from Rubbish came up to me and he was just like, "Oh, we never met in person." He was like, "Oh, you're the guy that bought the box of the police car cards on fire." Still one of the greatest card sets I think ever
cool
created. But that was interesting. I mean, such a great show, and every year, not every year, but every show, steadily and more steady. There's more 80s and 90s vendors. I remember going with you years ago, and it was like maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah,
and now it's like half.
Yeah,
there's a lot of 80s and 90s stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, it's kind of sad for me because I'm not really buying 80s and 90s stuff. But hey,
a lot of people are, and I see them walking out with it. I think the one last really cool thing. Maybe I'll put it up as a short on our YouTube. But someone had those like outside supermarkets, the rides that you can put a quarter in.
Oh yeah.
Someone had a beautiful looking Batmobile.
What?
It was like, it must have been restored because the paint was perfect, and it played the Batman theme song while.
Did they say it was like from the 60s or 70s?
I didn't ask anything about it except for the price. They were asking 4K.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was amazing. I mean, for the ultimate 66 Batman collector who doesn't have that yet, like that seemed like the must-have.
Yeah, I've always wanted one. I've always if I ever had the space, it's like I always wanted one of those like things, like whether it was like a car or like a duck or just wanted like a really cool old one. Like it wouldn't have to be perfect, ride. But could have. I would like it to be a little aged, but just have like a cool patina on it.
What's a patina?
Patina is like the natural like damage that something gets.
Oh, okay.
So it's sort of like
a scar.
It's a scar, but it's like it's the look of it after it's been around or aged or weathered, so patina
like,
is kind
Annabelle.
of yeah. So people like the patina because it a lot of times it shows that it's old.
Yeah,
because it's like the natural wear.
Right.
So like for instance, like maybe on the handle, it's like like you see the metal because it's like sometimes if you like if you ever like opened up like a brass doorknob and it's like
motorcycle tank with the rust. Wasn't that
no yeah that's
like
patina. That's patina. Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. Was there any other crazy stuff?
I was gonna say the one mechanical ride thing that I would want. I need to watch it. Was it Opportunity Knocks? The one with Jennifer Connelly, where they're
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot which one. You know where I was going to say that?
I sort of
did. Go there. Yeah. I mean, but that's was it a horse or like it's? I forgot what she
wrote,
but that's
classic,
probably the one I'd want.
Yeah, it's such a classic scene.
Sorry, what were you asking? Was there any?
No, I was just wondering if there was any other. I mean, you already told me. I mean, I didn't realize Mike from Funko had like vintage stuff. That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people, I mean, a lot of vendors we knew, a lot of sellers we knew there, of course. I mean, your buddy Eric was selling there also. I don't think I got much that's like, anything that wowed, or was just like the talk of it,
Yeah, nobody, I mean, I think Eric got some weird little doll that he sent me. But yeah, nobody sent me anything crazy like, oh, look what I found.
Yeah.
So
was it Gary and Big Cass? I grabbed a bunch of autographed like adult performer things. It looks like they were great photographs that were cut out of a book.
Oh, that's cool.
They had the performer sounded like Belladonna and Jenna Jameson. And,
that's pretty neat.
Nina Hartley and a couple of Tara Patrick. One where she's like nude but full makeup. Another one with like full clothing but no makeup. So it's interesting contrast.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
And then how was then you went to Long Beach on Sunday.
Long Beach was what it always was.
I know Eric was set up there and he did extremely well. A couple other friends that I know that sell there just happened to tell me they did like extremely well with sales. So it must have been like a poppin' day.
It was popping for me. Like I found some weird adult items. There was that license plate with the masturbator. I don't know if I can say that. Yeah, I didn't buy that. I went back like 5 minutes later.
I was pretty mad at. I was like, why didn't you buy that? That'd been perfect for our wall.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's okay.
Our wall.
Well, no. our set.
No. I know what you're saying. Yeah, but I missed out on that one. But then I found that dollar bill, which kind of in my heart made up for that.
No, that dollar bill is pretty insane.
It was one I can't. It's interesting because it's like if I censor it to show, then it just looks like a dollar bill.
I mean,
right?
It's funny because I'd seen it before.
Yeah,
I saw it with a dealer. It wasn't for sale, but it seems like you bought it. But it's really cool because it's like I think it's from the 60s or 70s.
Yeah,
and
early.
It looks exactly like a dollar bill, but then when you look in the center where George's supposed to be, it's like. Is it like adult action?
Yeah,
it's some kind of like sex scene or something.
Same thing on the back, and it's like if you censor those, it just looks like a dollar bill.
But that's
like
what I like about it because it really does look like a dollar bill.
Yeah, it was used.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, it was one of the rare times where it's like he told me it wasn't for sale, and I was like, "What if I give you $100?" And he's like, "Oh, why are you doing this to me?" And he's like, I could really use that $100.
Hey, that's how it works sometimes. Man.
And it's like I've never felt happier trading.
No, I think that's
for a $1 bill.
I thought that was a very fair offer, and I'm glad he took it because honestly, when you said you paid, you're like, I paid an unreasonable amount. I thought you were going to say me like $500.
Oh no,
which I know you wouldn't do that, but I was like, maybe because I was like guilting you for not buying the the license plate. You're like, I'll show you, but no, I think $100. I would have totally paid $100 for it.
Yeah,
I think it was totally cool.
Like let me get that, and I found another adult little statue thing. The cool thing that I found, there's these two ladies that always have like a bunch of 1/6 scale dolls and like other larger size figurines, and I always find weird movie properties with them. Like I think in the past I had found like Drew Carey stuff from them, like the Drew Carey Mimi doll. I found like the Monty Python and the Holy Grail figures, just really weird off the wall stuff. This time I found a set of 6 Platoon figures.
Yeah.
Where it's like, that's another weird movie that's like, dude, shouldn't be making like toys off of this. Like, what?
But these weren't, this wasn't period. These were made in like the 2000s or something.
Probably,
right?
yeah, 2000s. It was,
Sideshow, right?
Yeah, it was Sideshow, and it was after they changed from Sideshow toys to collectibles. So it was after 2002. But still, very rare, weird movie property to see figures.
Yeah, I've never seen those. Yeah, and then you have those for sale up in your
I had to put them over at Toy Depot already, like most things go. Yeah. I feel like that's the route now. Like most of the toys I get are not for PC, probably
like Toy Depot.
Just moving them. That was Long Beach, and then it was like playoff football from there. Right. don't get me started with that.
No, it's fine. I mean, on the way home, Bob and Terry went with us, and just to see his dad, which was kind of interesting because if you haven't seen the podcast, look up Terry Stroud. We interviewed him, and he's I think Terry's 75, and so he's like, yeah, I'm going to see my dad, and we're like, your dad? And yeah, his dad was 95. Wow. And it was like with his stepmom. He was pretty he was pretty sprite, like pretty he definitely like
they're still independent.
What's that?
The Terry's parents, they're independent, or like do they have a helper? Or
I think no. His stepmom's like a bit younger than his dad, maybe like 10 or 15 years, maybe 20 years.
You need one person mobile to be able to do things. Yeah.
So, but he, it was pretty funny watching them. He also gave Terry a piece of art that he had done in like the 60s in like high school. It was pretty,
it's like a painting,
like a print painting thing. Cool. And then he also showed some old photos. I actually took some photos. I got to make a little post about it. I'll probably do that maybe tonight or tomorrow. I just, I don't know. When I'm traveling, it's hard for me. I don't know. Most people can do it, but I'm just like, I have a hard time. Recently, I've just had a hard time staying up on my social media, generally speaking. But
it's all about social media is all about sharing, and a lot of people like to show off, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, if we're not into showing off, it's like, what are you sharing? It's like, look at this cup of coffee I'm drinking, or it's gonna be some mundane stuff.
Being a storyteller, telling a story. I don't know. I've been not, I guess I just haven't been stoked on it, doing it, but I need to do it more. But it was just pretty fun because, since I don't have my parents, like I appreciate when people, spend time, like, Terry came to the setup on Thursday, but he was with his dad like the whole weekend, which I thought was cool, because you got to take a break, and, if you get a chance, I know your parents you spent like a month with them, and that was cool. It's like, it's good to, what?
No, not at all. I was just making a funny face to.
I just think it's react. Like, it's good when people, because I think as you get older, you sort of like, there's that age where you're like, oh, I don't want to be around my parents. And there's that age where you're like, oh man, I need to like spend more time because they're getting old. And then it's like they die. And then you're just like, yeah, I'm glad I spent the time that I did.
Yeah.
So. So that was my weekend. Then we came back. We actually, on the way back, we stopped at this town called Quartzsite. In Arizona. It was like kind of by the border, and we found a little swap meet there that was pretty fun. I bought a couple things, nothing too crazy, but it was still fun, to just go to some weird like dirt.
So how'd you find out about that one? Was it just a roadside attraction, or did you see it on? So
we stopped there on the way because that was like the first Starbucks. Because the one thing, if you've never dropped through, I never went to Phoenix. So there's like probably 2 hours that you're just like, it's like nothing,
right?
Like it's like just like the desert,
like a rest stop here and there,
maybe like those roads where it's like okay, it's an exit, but like you don't see anything. Right. You're like, where the hell is anything?
Walter White's buried out there.
Yeah, somewhere. Exactly. So, we when we first stopped there, Terry's like, oh, I think I went to some place like years ago, and so we go back, and at first he's like, oh, it's up here. We go there, and there's like, it's like junk. It's like like new tin signs. Like that
Route 66.
Yeah, like that kind of shit. There was like a giant Incredible Hulk. There was like a Bigfoot. Made out of metal. And I'm like, yeah, this ain't it. So then we go across the highway, and he's like, oh, the lady said it's like over there. So I don't know. We finally found it. We had to like, first we went through like the other market, which was just like total garbage. Like a lot of, not garbage, just not, like, okay, if I want to buy like diabetic socks or something, or like, geodes or something.
Swap meet stuff.
Swap meet. Yeah. But then like we went around, and it's this really small town, and we found this like the little tiny dirt area, and that was like, Terry, is this it? And we got there at 1, so it was already kind of like, if there had been anything good in the morning, it was gone. But I found a couple I was going through this one little box, and I found this pin, and it was a Motley Crue pin from a specific concert in Seattle from 1983, and it didn't have the pin back. So when I brought it up, I said, how much for the pin without the pin back? And he's like, which one? He's like, you're not going to like my price, $5. And so I was like, fine.
Which you're not going to like my price.
$5. And I was like, it's fine. And then I found some cool paper and a couple things. It was was a good time.
It was a fun trip. It was the important thing is you got to bond with a couple of your buddies.
Got to bond.
On a long road trip.
Yeah, got to bond. Got to you learn things about people when you travel.
What was the music on this road trip like? I'm curious. That's a big part of every road trip for me.
Okay, so he had I think it was Sirius Channel 33. It was just like kind of 80s music.
Okay.
Like
oldies but goodies.
Tears for Fears and
Thompson
Twins, The Smiths, maybe.
Spandau Ballet.
Yeah, Squeeze.
Yeah.
All those guys.
Okay.
But I had all these postcards that I hadn't priced yet. So I actually had come the night before I'd kind of come up with like a game. And the guys were into it. So I was like, why don't we do this? I was like, all right, I have to price some postcards. So I'm going to show you guys the postcards. You tell me what you would think about, what you would price it at. Then I'm going to price it. And then you tell me what you're thinking. And we'll see how close we are.
Yeah, playing like over-unders.
Over-under.
Yeah.
We were everybody was pretty spot on. I think there were 2 or 3 times where a couple of guys got on the mark, but it was always it was more like, what would you charge? And then somebody would say 25, the other person would say 50, and I put it for 40.
Right.
So
did you go like Price is Right rules, where it's like you can't go over? If you go over,
no, it was just because it wasn't really. I mean, it was just more like a game of fun, not really we weren't really keeping track of who
It's like just spending the time.
Yeah, because it's all but it was interesting because you got like 3 guys that deal in postcards. And it's sort of interesting to see like what people thought, and we were all pretty spot on to each other. And then just like telling stories, and I think I might have put the Cure on for a little bit because Bob he had a brand new Jeep, but he never plugged his phone into his thing because I guess he's like kind of scared. He's a little scared of technology. And he's our age, so it's not like this old, not some like old, anyways, everybody's different, but it was fun. We were just we're having fun. Terry's, it's interesting around Terry because you don't necessarily feel like you're with like an old man, because he's young at heart. I mean, sometimes you do when he's got
stories.
Yeah. When he was doing old man stuff, he's like for instance, we were at Starbucks and he had to use the bathroom, and it's like, he's like, there's somebody in there. It sounds like they're taking a shower. And I was like, huh? And he's like, they're just making all this. I'm like, who cares?
Yeah, just wait for them.
And then he's like, I'm going across the street. And so across the street was, that place Terrible's that's always in Vegas?
Yeah.
Well, they had one in Quartzsite.
A casino?
No, it wasn't a casino. It was just a Terrible's.
Nice.
But on the outside,
the Terrible's.
Yeah,
right.
But on the outside, it said like the cleanest bathrooms in town. And Terry was like, I went in there and it was so clean. He's like, it was the cleanest thing. And he goes, there's a guy eating on the floor. And I'm like, really? He's like, no. So he kind of got me on that.
Oh, my God. Dude, Terry is the Kramer.
Terry is the Kramer, dude. He is the Kramer.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So amazing. There was a guy eating on the floor. Really?
No. So, man, I had a fun, it was a fun time. It was good to get away for a few days and,
of course,
hang out with some, a bunch of, paper freaks.
I'm telling you, I'm big into that, 4 or 5 day, little road trip getaway, like whether south, north, or whatever. Like, I mean, it's hard to go west. You'll be in the Pacific, but
the other thing was kind of funny when we were checking out of the hotel. We were staying at this like Comfort Inn and Suites, by the airport,
right?
And it was just
the ones near the airport are always the airport,
dude.
The airport.
But the funniest thing is they had all these vending machines, and there was one right by the elevator that was like a frozen one. And they had like ice cream and like frozen burritos. It was strange. They had like anything you could think of in these machines. But the one thing that kind of bothered me, and like when we left, I had to make I wasn't going to say anything. So we're sitting there. And the lady's like, how was everything? And everything was basically fine. I mean, the room was okay. It was a little, the bathroom was old. The amenities, like they gave this like little tiny bar of soap that for like, was so tiny.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it was better than the Plaza in Las Vegas though, right?
I don't
Are they on par?
It was a little bit. It was better than the
better.
Plaza, except that for some reason the ceilings, I swear to God, were like 20 feet high in our room, which made no sense.
Would make it hard to sleep?
It just made it hard to hear. Like we were watching TV, and it's like, you know, like it was funny because I was like, I was showing Bob the video of the Pee Wee machine.
Yeah,
and it was like. It's like, it's me, Pee Wee from the show.
Yeah.
And I was doing that, and there's like this weird echo in the room.
That sounds like the hotel rooms in China.
Yeah, it was very China. Okay, so anyways, downstairs they had like a little like continental breakfast. It was better than continental breakfast. You know, I had like the tray of like, you know, instant
grits.
No, instant eggs.
Okay.
You know, and like some sausages, and a little pancake machine.
Okay, all right.
But I was just the coffee. So this coffee machine was so weird. Like you pulled it down, right? Like, you know, like, okay.
It was the urn.
It's like an urn and you pull it down. So when you usually do that, right, you assume that when you let it go, the coffee stops.
Right.
So in this case, the coffee kept on going.
So how do you make it stop?
That's the thing. Is so the first time I'm doing it, and it's
push
just
up and jiggle.
Yeah. So the first time I like burned my hand.
Yeah. You didn't give enough. You didn't give yourself creamer space. You went for the full.
No. Nobody would know this. You would have to have used it before, because it's like you pull it down and then you expect it to stop, and it just keeps on going. You don't know when it's going to end.
So it was a very slow, gradual stop, or did you have to like push it up further and jiggle it? And have to be in a position?
You literally put it down and it just keeps going till it wants to stop.
Okay, so yeah, that's.
Oh no, it was totally messed up, dude.
You know, we should all learn from your example. Like when you get a new coffee dispenser or whatever that you've never used before, you should maybe
just put a little bit first.
Give yourself like more room to give yourself.
But I
wouldn't
even think of this, and so
neither would I. But now we will.
Right. Well, as the mornings were going on, and we go downstairs, and I get my coffee. Like I started warning people.
Right.
I'm like, hey,
doing the Lord's work.
Be careful. And then, you know, some people would kind of be like, and then they'd be like, ah. Like,
yeah, you know, hey.
So you know, and look, there's a lot of different people. There's like elderly people, and it bothered me. And so on the way out, the lady's like, you know, how was the stay? And I was like, oh, it was great. But I was like, you know what? I do need to say one thing. I was like, that coffee machine is dangerous. And she was like, okay. No. She wrote it down, but like I was pretty serious. I was like, this could like hurt somebody.
Yeah. You could get sued. This is your job. Yeah. You're representing this corporation, this Comfort Inns.
I was joking because we were, you know, when I mentioned to somebody that was in the having breakfast, we said, I was like, you know, the first morning I burned myself, but not enough to sue. And the guy was like, oh yeah, that's not.
Phoenix, full of wonderful talking.
He was like, "Who's this weird guy?
Yeah.
This weirdo."
Oh man.
Any comments? Anybody saying
looking
anything?
forward? Oh, okay. We had Fleecon on. We have Joe West Coast,
Gary Glitter.
Oh, my favorite.
Glare yeah. New York Dolls. Thanks, James. Thanks for telling me now that the Phoenix malls suck. Secret compartment. I heard a rumor about the chili. Johnny Ryan said Patina Turner.
I seen a few people eat the chili dogs, sucking down the John Mellencamp chili dogs at the show.
They had chili dogs?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. There were knife. I seen some people fork and knife in them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had those.
You know. Oh, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say what's up for this coming weekend.
One other thing I was gonna say, which if you haven't seen it in a while, we were watching cable TV at night when we were in the hotel, and the Green Mile came on.
Mile.
I hadn't seen that movie in so long, and I was like, man, this is still like a pretty good. I didn't realize it was Stephen King. But that makes sense for all the metaphysical stuff. But
yeah.
I was like, yeah, that was actually like a pretty a good movie to sort of rewatch.
Yeah. Shout out to Kevin at Toy Depot. I think when I talked to him about movies, he
likes the Green Mile.
Yeah, highly regards that one. Close to the top of his list, I think.
But this weekend I'm actually going to be in Arcadia again on Saturday. There's a coin show. But we're gonna have, but I guess like the front room, there's gonna be a few of us like paper dealers. So
Okay.
I'm only gonna do
We'll mix it in.
Saturday,
okay.
and then Sunday, I'll probably do my normal like Pierce College in the morning, and then Torrance afterwards.
Yeah, we might do Pierce. We do like the Pierce more.
What time do you usually come to Pierce?
I mean, I leave with the Toy Depot boys, so I mean, probably get there around 7:30 or so, close to. This weekend also is Pasadena Comic-Con over at the convention center.
I hit up Scott Zillner, who's putting that on, and we just didn't connect. I had kind of a crazy week, so. I'd like to, when is that?
It's this Saturday, the 25th. Early birds get in at 9, general admission at 10 till 5 p.m.
That should be fun.
Yeah. I checked the list. They always have a very impressive panel of like celebrity guests. To sign and stuff. Yeah, so always a lot of lines for that.
I'm gonna try to make it because since I'll be in. I think I don't know what time the show is.
Pasadena.
I mean, it's close enough.
Arcadia.
Maybe I could leave a little. It's only on Saturday?
It's only on Saturday. Yeah. And this Thursday night, our friend Patrick at the Rood Shop. Yeah, Rood Shop. They're having their, I guess he's been open for like half a year, so they're doing the
half-a-year party?
Yeah, mid-year party from 6 to 9 over at 4709 Fountain Boulevard in that East Hollywood.
Well, if I'm going,
area.
I'll definitely be going to Besties for a little
if they're still open.
soft serve. Yeah, I think they're still open, or maybe I'll get out there, go before or something.
I think I'm going to try to do the 1-2. I've been doing the Thursday night clubbing over at Respect in Hollywood.
I like that.
I've been into my drum and bass. So I think I'm going to do the 1-2.
Ronnie Danger.
Speaking of Ronnie Danger, I should put the link up. I got a new classic drum and bass vinyl mix on SoundCloud. I'll throw up the we're testing the waters, getting back into music and production and stuff. So hopefully we can do something like that.
I think I can't wait to listen. I don't know, man. Like, I think I told you, like when I was in college, like drum and bass was like a lot of people that I knew would go to these drum and bass. I just wasn't really into that scene, but now I listen to it, I can appreciate it more.
Yeah. I think, it's interesting. It's like, the sound is like it's like folk music, right? There's like, it's in different cities and there's a sound in different cities.
Sure.
And I think LA, LA, West Coast here, Portland, LA, like needs some sort of representative sound.
Yeah, you can
the way they're doing out there in Amsterdam,
the second wave of drum and bass.
The second might be third.
Third wave.
Yeah, who knows? But
third wave of drum and bass.
I'm not really counting, but try to put in our no pun intended, but our spin on the music and stuff. So.
No, that'd be fun. So it should be a good weekend. It's kind of crazy. January's almost over.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy month. Not as crazy as last January, but, I will say everyone that's going through it, a lot of other people are going through it too. So just keep moving forward.
I wonder if we're in a retrograde right now. I need to check when Mercury retrograde is, but it seems like it's
I
always
don't know. I
that
think
time.
my brain is constantly in retrograde.
Maybe. But any last departing ideas or messages we need to get out?
Oh, I will say, and I haven't told you this yet. But we have a guest for February 11th.
February 11th.
Gabe, I always say his name, Gabe from Potter and Potter is going to be on.
From the auction site.
From the auction site.
Holy smokes.
I think his last sorry Gabe if you hear this. I think his last name is pronounced Fajuri. It's like Fajuri.
Okay.
So I'm helping curate like 3 auctions this year with them. There's a photography auction that I'm doing with Eric. We're doing another punk auction in August.
Okay.
And it's kind of, pun intended in the air right now, but I think we're going to do a UFO auction because we were supposed to do the UFO show.
That's right.
And things have changed, and Eric might have to move out of that space. So we're talking about the goal is to hopefully do a show in LA and then the auction in Chicago.
Oh wow.
But just as like to promote it. But if that doesn't happen, then we're just going to do it in Chicago. So Gabe will be on. That should be a really good show. I mean, Gabe's like, check out his auction house, Potter and Potter. It's like one of my favorite auction houses, and he's very knowledgeable, and I'm sure it'll be like a great show. So that's something to look forward to for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, show number 29, right?
29, yeah, in the books.
In the books. Remember,
January
like
21st.
and subscribe. Leave a comment.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think about the show. And
engage with us.
yeah, everybody have a great night and happy collecting. Happy hunting.
See you guys next week, guys. Peace.